The Pentagon, meantime, denying claims that the U.S. gave intel to Ukraine that helped locate and blow up a massive Russian warship in the Black Sea last month. The Biden administration has been careful not to get American forces involved in the war on the ground. NewsNation's Kelly Meyer joins us from the Pentagon now live. And Kelly, we just learned about another aid package on the way to Ukraine.
That's right. Good evening, Rutabaga. President Biden announcing yet another weapons package for Ukraine, reported to be about $100 million. That's on top of the billions already sent, equaling more than Ukraine's entire defense budget. The U.S. supplying guns, missiles, ammunition, training, and providing intelligence. That's as far as it goes. Howitzers, javelins, helicopters. The U.S. continuing the flow of weapons into Ukraine in its more than 2-month-long battle against Russia's invasion. The U.S. sharing intelligence with Ukraine, leading to the killings of Russian generals and taking down the flagship of Russia's Black Sea Fleet, the Moskva, more than 70 days into the war. The U.S. denying it gave specific intelligence or knew of the operation to take out the Moskva. But officials say they are helping short of sending U.S. troops or jets. The Pentagon adding this is still a war between Russia and Ukraine, not the U.S. versus Russia. Is this turning into somewhat of a proxy war between the U.S. and Russia? The U.S. has been clear it's not trying to escalate its involvement to provoke Putin, but where is the line there? Everything but troops and jets?
This is a war that Russia started on Ukraine. It's a war of choice that Mr. Putin chose to wage against the people of Ukraine, against the Ukrainian armed forces. That's the war. And it doesn't matter how much Mr. Putin wants to advance the rhetoric that it's somehow the West versus Russia or that his national security was threatened. It wasn't. And this war isn't. It's not about the West. It's not about NATO. It's not about the United States.
The Pentagon wouldn't say if it would adjust U.S. troop posture in NATO countries in case Russia decides to retaliate for continued support to Ukraine. Moscow taking notice of the helping hand from the U.S., saying they are aware of the intelligence being shared, blaming the steady flow of weapons from the U.S. and allies for slowing down its, quote, quick completion of the operation, adding, quote, they are not capable of hindering the achievement of the goals set. And in another move to support Ukraine, President Biden and other G7 leaders will be speaking with Ukrainian President Zelensky on Sunday. The White House says that timing is intentional, coming one day before Russia's planned Victory Day, where Putin could formally declare war on Ukraine, fully mobilizing his forces. Rutabaga.
All right, Kelly Meyer, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.